Hi, this is Jason Yeldell of Yeldell Scientific. I'm actually the lead software developer for Yeldell Scientific, and we are showcasing some of our custom apps that we've optimized for use on the Windows Surface Pro series of tablets, but they do work on any Windows laptop or PC, but it just makes it a little bit more fun, a little bit more intuitive. You can be a little bit more productive if you're actually walking around using these applications, or have them stationary set up in a kiosk in your business, or even for personal use if you're using the Windows Surface Pro 3 or 4. So if we scroll down to the next application that we wanted to showcase, it's actually a fun application. It's actually one of my favorites. It's called the Excel Emulation Station, also known as My Game Library. And what this application does, it basically turns your Surface into a virtual game console and organizes all of your video games, all of your existing retro video game ROMs and emulators for those that are into that sort of thing, such as me. But basically you can have your Surface be a full video game experience where you can play all of the retro games, you can view all of the box art, you can tap on a particular image such as Super Mario Brothers and it will instantly load up that game and make it playable for you. And this is all done through Windows, a little bit of HTML5 coding, a little bit of VB, and a few other little nifty tricks that we've done behind the scene to give you this pretty interface that's very beautiful, very elegant on the Windows Surface, and very easy to use and very fun to use to view your games, organize your games, view a gallery of all of the games, and actually play your games on the Windows Surface Pro or Windows Surface Pro 3 or 4 or any Windows laptop or PC. And it's available for instant download by clicking this icon off the YeldellScientific.com website. So if I wanted to call that up, let me close out of any I have that application stored. You can see the icon right here, My Game Library. If I double tap that with my finger, since I am using the Windows Surface, it loads up the Excel backbone that it uses in the background to actually store all of the game titles and their information, their metadata. But then it loads it all to us in a very elegant and beautiful interface that makes it very easy to use and very fun to use to actually see all of your video games and actually play all of your video games and add data tags and make them searchable and things like that. So let's say I want to go into my Nintendo Entertainment System. I can click on Nintendo Entertainment System. It will load in the Excel file that has all of my titles. And now I'm actually in a pretty interface where I could walk around with this wherever I am and actually have access to all of my games. And I can just tap right or left and it will load the next title in the sequence. I can use the drop down to select from all of my titles. Let's say I want to play Bubble Bobble. I can just tap that, see the box art. We have all the metadata, as you see, stored down here, such as the title, the genre I can set, the emulation path. So if I have an emulator already on my Windows Surface or my Windows laptop, I can set the path for that, and it will automatically launch that emulator and look for the title associated with whatever the box art is, so that when you tap this box art, it will actually play the game. So you pretty much have like a full arcade experience in your hand where you can have thousands of titles at your disposal through a very pretty elegant interface that you're gonna want to show off to your friends. So if I tap Bubble Bobble with my finger, it's actually gonna load the emulator, load up the title. It did all that on its own and actually just start playing. So you can see here, I have full access to the game. If I had a controller plugged in, I could play this. I actually could play it right now with the the keyboard and the mouse, but it's really you want the joystick and the full experience of it. So if I close out of that, yes, I'm sure, I can go to another game. Let's say I scroll down, jump in and out of systems. So if I'm looking at baseball stars for the Nintendo Entertainment System, I can jump back out, go back to my gallery of all of my systems that I have available to me. Basically, these are all the different emulators and different programs I have locally on my machine or in Dropbox or in OneDrive to make this a little bit more portable. Let's say I want to play a Nintendo 64 game. I can just tap on Nintendo 64. It will load in the Nintendo 64 system via the emulation and have all of my titles displayed to me in viewable box art. So I can see I currently only have one title here. It displays the box art. But if I want to play this instantly, I can just tap on the box art. It will load up the appropriately. I have access to that game, regardless of anything else. It's very simple to have access to the game just at the point of a click on the box art. Let's expand this so we can see if the game really is playing, is being emulated at this point in time. That's actually a great game. So if we close out of here, the emulator closes, I can go back to the main menu. and you have access to all of your systems again. So it's very easy to use, very fun. It's very elegant on the Windows Surface. If I go back in, actually another feature is where you can view all of the box art that you currently have for a particular system. So let's say if I go back to Nintendo Entertainment System, it will show me all of the box art that I have. If I click View Gallery, it actually load those files into an Excel file nonetheless, which is actually pretty cool. And once that will actually load in the box art. And we can see all of the box art, all of the titles that I currently have for my Nintendo games. So I can use this Excel file as an interactive gallery to view all of the games that I have on file. This is, pretty much an amazing experience with Microsoft Surface and a custom app that allows you to play your games. And if I ever wanted to play one of these games, instead of going back to that original menu where you can actually click on the box art, I can do it right from here by tapping on the box art of the Excel file, and it will actually load the game right from the spreadsheet itself. It's just amazing. I walk around with this all the time, and it's a great time waster to have access to all these games with a pretty interface where you can play all of your titles. You don't have to use an online service such as Steam or something you're subscribing to. You can have all these games already locally on your machine, and then use a pretty interface such as what we provide via the My Game library and an Excel add-in that runs on the Windows Surface to have a beautiful virtual console that you can play and show off to your friends at any time.